Today's program is about MBA students having the opportunity to hear firsthand from Steve Patterson, the Director of Men's Athletics, and Chris Plonsky, the Director of Women's Athletics, about the lessons that have made the University of Texas Athletics program the #1 revenue generating program in America. So these students are here to learn what are the lessons from the University of Texas Athletics program success that translate to real-world business problems as well.
We've done one of these before, and at the AT&T Executive Ed and Conference Center, and we love to go across campus and interface with students and especially faculty. Ben teaches marketing and business in classes, and I think students are very intrigued about an operation that is an auxiliary, self-funded operation with a high profile like athletics, and hopefully we can be transparent about how it all works from the business side.
We had to find ways to raise money in '93 that were, at that point, non-traditional. We were going to have to do this together, not just as a department, but with our constituencies. And for the very first time, we had to go out and tell our donors and our season ticket holders, even our regents, we're not where we need to be to compete against Nebraska in football in a year and against Kansas in basketball, let alone anything else. That was really, I think, the beginning of sort of the new era of commitment to where we wanted to go.
Back in 2008, I wrote a story for Texas Monthly, and it was basically, the cover just said that how UT built the most successful athletic program of all time. And that happened to be the year that they had the largest budget. I think it was $125 million, bigger than anybody. It was coming off this unbelievable string of national championships, and there was all this unprecedented, corporate sponsorships and luxury boxes and club seating and Longhorn Foundation and new ways to raise money and all these things that went on. And it was a lot of it was pioneered. If they weren't the first people to do it, they were right among the first 2 or 3 universities to do it.
Well, I think the athletics business principles are the same as regular businesses. It's just probably a little more fun to talk about it in an environment that relates to the entertainment industry or the athletic-related industry, and you're going to apply the same principles though if you're running a coal mine or a car manufacturing company or a business like this.
Facilities are also important for our customers and making sure that we delight and entertain them and they have a great experience so that they recognize a value proposition that makes sense to them to continue to invest their time and their money to support this program.
From a business perspective, there's a lot of interesting things that take place, especially from a sports standpoint. And this kind of hit home really nicely with me too, because I spent about 3.5 years as a marketing intern early in my career, and then worked a little bit with the Pro Beach Volleyball Tour. So sports kind of has a place in my heart. So I love to hear some good dialogue and conversation around it. So.
These athletic directors bring very different perspectives. Chris Plonsky has been with this university for 20 years now, and Steve Patterson brings a background in professional sports and more recently coming into the NCAA. But each of them brings a passion for driving for excellence in athletics, which is a drive for excellence is a critical success factor for businesses. And they also bring a real focus on just doing a few things really well, which is what is critical for building a strong brand or making a successful company, is choosing those few things you're going to do well and really focusing on those. And that's what's made this program a success.
Between '93 and '98, we made some rules and regulations among ourselves about what we were going to do with our brand, how we wanted to look, how we wanted our brand to look, how we were going to utilize our marks, our logos, our silhouettes, our uniforms, how we wanted to present as a University of Texas athletics program.
The good news is, being part of the university, we get to do these kind of things, and it shows that the relationship is very close between our athletics operation, which is about students, and the student education across campus as well.
When you look at schools that have successful athletic departments, they see tremendous benefits across the rest of the university. At the University of Texas, our brand is so much larger, our footprint is so much larger, that we really can tell the great story of all the great things that Phil Powers and the rest of the folks here on the campus have done for so long, and take that message internationally.
I think it's incumbent upon us to try to leverage both sides of the campus to create greater successes for our student athletes, for our students, for our faculty, for our university as a whole. And so in working with the different schools in the university, I think we've got a great opportunity to affect those outcomes positively.
I think at any big state university, the athletic department is the public facing, is the word that Mr. Patterson used was the front porch. And as a student here, you can often lose sight of the fact that you're at the same institution as the athletic department. And to be able to I guess, interact with Mr. Patterson, Ms. Plonsky on such an intimate setting, in an intimate stage, really makes you appreciate that you're at the same institution. It makes it more personal and really, I think, sets the stage for opportunities down the road.
Having really studied this in depth, I think that almost everything that they're looking at, Steve and Chris, is applicable to what a business student would be studying. Just everything across the board, branding and marketing and capital investment, I mean, everything. So I think it was in a way a perfect forum. They're talking to people who know what they're talking about, and the audience is tuned in with them. I mean, if I were a business student, I gotta think this is pretty great.